Rejected by a billionaire, she discovered an unexpected love that changed her life forever. Claire stood in the kitchen of the town's diner, sweat beading on her forehead as she flipped pancakes. The smell of sizzling bacon mingled with the sweet scent of warming apple pie. Today was just another day, but it felt different. Maybe it was the way the sunlight streamed through the window, casting a warm glow over everything, or the extra bounce in her step after dropping off her spirited 7-year-old, Lucy, at school. Life had its burdens, but for Claire, every smile she shared with customers was a little victory. Yet inside, something gnawed at her. The high expectations set by a society that revered wealth like religion weighed heavily on her heart. Only months ago, she brushed shoulders with a billionaire businessman, a man who promised to elevate her life out of the cramped confines she fought so hard to escape. But that fleeting taste of potential followed by rejection had sunk her deeper into doubts about her worth. She would rise early, work long hours, but somehow it never seemed to be enough. The diner's regulars filled the space with chatter. Each laughter was a reminder of the simple pleasures that Claire cherished. Potlucks, community events, and her sweetheart Lucy. Were those qualities enough to succeed in life? But the undercurrent of judgment from some townsfolk was hard to ignore. They noticed the scuffed shoes Claire wore and the worn-out diner uniform. They looked down on how she struggled to pay rent and buy groceries. It made her heart sink when whispers about her financial challenges floated through the air, heavy as the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. As Claire wiped down a table, her gaze met Noah's across the room. He was volunteering for the fundraiser the community organized to help her. His flannel shirt hugged his arms. His hands were calloused but gentle. When he smiled, it was as if the world around them faded away. They shared stories as they folded old napkins and stacked plates, cracking jokes that broke through her weariness. "You know," he said, his voice low but steady, "you're stronger than you think. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue." Days turned into weeks, and a beautiful bond formed between Claire and Noah. She felt a glimmer of something she had thought existed only in stories' hope. But as their feelings deepened, so did the whispers. Heartfelt connections faced scrutiny in a world that loved class distinctions. Hushed remarks about her being a single mother and Noah's blue-collar status stung. The tension peaked when Claire's mother fell gravely ill, sending waves of worry crashing into her daily life. At a town meeting meant to rally support, Claire drew in a shaky breath, ready to defend not just her own dignity, but that of anyone who felt overlooked. She stood at the crossroads, heart pounding. Just as she was ready to embrace this new love, a revelation turned her world upside down. Would she allow the community's prejudices to define her future? Or could she gather the strength to rise above? In that moment, Claire wanted nothing more than to know if love and resilience could conquer the obstacles ahead. As she faced down the room of critical gazes, an unshakable determination formed within her, leaving readers eager to discover if Claire would seize her newfound hope or falter beneath the weight of expectation. The room was silent, tension swirling like fog. Claire's heart raced as she scanned the faces before her. Behind the layers of expectation and judgment lay a flicker of empathy. Could she find a way to connect with that spark? "Thank you all for coming," she said, her voice steadying. "I know some of you have your opinions about me, about my life choices." An elderly woman in the back shifted uncomfortably. Claire pressed on. "But I am more than the sum of my struggles. I'm a mother, a friend, and a part of this community." Noah's eyes were locked on her, urging her on. The doubts buried deep within started to surface. But for the sake of Lucy, she couldn't afford to crumble. She inhaled deeply, using the air to fill not just her lungs but her spirit. "Our community is supposed to lift us higher when life gets heavy. I refuse to be defined by my past defeats. I'm here to say that I might not have wealth, but I have love. Love for my daughter, love for my neighbors who've supported me, and love for the life I am building. We don't need money to have worth." Some in the crowd nodded, others stayed stiff, but Claire felt the warmth of connection growing stronger. Those suffocating chains of hesitation loosened as she continued. Yes, life is hard. Yes, I face challenges every single day. But I also know that I am not alone in this. We all struggle in our own ways, don't we? A few murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd, soothing Claire's nerves. She pressed forward, feeling the swell of compassion strengthen her. So let us come together. Let us be there for one another when the world seems to be pushing us down. Together, we can create something beautiful without the need for riches. She stepped down from the small platform, catching her breath. Noah met her at the bottom, pride shining in his eyes. You were incredible, he said, taking her hands. His touch sparked a warmth that spread through her. You spoke from your heart, and that's what truly matters. They stood close, the world fading around them, the weight of her worries momentarily lifting. Yet in the distance, Claire noticed a few familiar faces, frowns etched deep. Not everyone was on her side. That night, doubts crept back in like unwelcome shadows. As she tucked Lucy into bed, Claire felt the darkness seep through her resolve. What if the townsfolk's judgments were louder than her voice? Could she stand firm in her newfound convictions? Or was it destined to crumble under pressure? Climbing into bed, she tossed and turned, her mind a storm of thoughts. But just when sleep was about to take her, she remembered every moment with Noah, the ease of their laughter, the way he instinctively supported her, and his unwavering belief in her resilience. Tomorrow, she whispered to herself, I'll fight for both of us. But as dawn broke, Claire's phone buzzed with a message that turned her heart cold. It was from an unknown number, and the words sent chills down her spine. People like you don't deserve to be brought into our circle. Stay away from Noah. Claire's heart raced. Who was behind this? And what would Noah say if he found out? Unsure of what was next, she realized that her love was about to be tested in ways she never imagined. Would she be strong enough to confront this new threat? Claire stared at her phone, the message blurring as tears stung her eyes. Who would go so far as to send threats? The words replayed in her mind, each syllable echoing with the sting of fear. Stay away from Noah. The implication weighed heavy on her heart. It wasn't just about her anymore. It was about Lucy too. Panic mixed with determination as she pulled herself up from bed. She couldn't hide. She'd faced her fears before, and she'd do it again. With slow, measured breaths, Claire steadied herself. No matter the source, she wouldn't let this stranger dictate her choices. She needed to talk to Noah. He deserved to know what was happening. Besides, facing concerns alone was never the answer. Claire got dressed quickly, her mind racing with scenarios. Would Noah brush it off? Would he strike back in anger? Her heart ached at the thought of him being caught in the crossfire of her problems. Noah, she whispered to herself as she stepped outside, the cool morning air hitting her face. You need to know the truth. The sun cast a golden hue over the neighborhood, illuminating each garden and mailbox as she hurried along the way to Noah's house. A flicker of hope pulsed in her chest. They had shared laughter, dreams. It felt like a lifetime in such a short time. When she reached his porch, she hesitated, knuckles hovering above the door. A wave of doubt crashed over her. What if Noah turned away, seeing her as nothing but trouble? Yet another breath steadied her. She knocked, the sounds echoing like a drum in her ears. Moments later, the door swung open. Noah's smile melted her worries, if only for a fleeting moment. Claire. His expression shifted from joy to concern as he took in her anxious demeanor. What's wrong? She stepped inside, glancing around before closing the door behind her. I received a message this morning. Someone is threatening me and you. Noah's brow furrowed. What do you mean? Claire took a shaky breath, her heart pounding as she relayed the contents of the ominous text. She watched his face closely, searching for signs of disbelief or anger, but found only determination etched in his features. Who would do something like that? He said, clenching his fists. I don't know, but it scared me. I don't want you to get involved in my mess. You deserve better. Claire's voice cracked, revealing the vulnerability that lay beneath her brave facade. Noah took a step closer, uncurling his fists. Hey, listen to me. His voice softened. You're not a mess. You're strong and you're not alone in this. Whatever is happening, we'll figure it out together. A wave of relief washed over her. She reached for his hands, grounding herself in this moment of connection. Thank you. Just Promise me you'll be careful. I promise, he said. His eyes locked onto hers, intensifying the air around them. We'll get to the bottom of this. You're worth fighting for. The warmth of his words enveloped her, igniting a spark of hope. But that hope was tempered by the real threat looming just outside their door. Just then the sound of footsteps approached. Claire instinctively stepped back, feeling tension knot in her stomach. Who's that? She whispered, her heart racing again. Noah moved closer to the window, peeking outside. His expression shifted to shock. Someone I didn't expect. Claire could feel dread pooling inside as she waited for him to explain. Who else was about to complicate their lives? What did this unexpected visitor want? Noah turned, urgency in his voice. You need to hide. Claire's heart raced as she glanced around the small living room. The furniture felt too close, the walls too confined. She was suffocating, gripped by anxiety as Noah's voice echoed in her ears. Hide. She managed to whisper, her eyes darting to the back of the room. Where? Noah just pointed toward a closet, urgency pressing his features. There. Please, just Claire didn't need to ask him to finish. She rushed to the closet and squeezed inside, pulling the door shut behind her. It was dark and musty, the smell of old fabric causing her nerves to spike as she pressed her back against the wall. She could only hear the faint murmurs of Noah speaking just outside the door. Who is it? Noah's voice was low, charged with tension. I just want to talk, Noah. A voice called out. It was familiar, sending chills down Claire's spine. Her fingers trembled against the smooth wood of the closet. Anna, Noah replied flatly, and Claire's heart sank. Anna, his ex-girlfriend. Why was she here? What did she want? She's not here to hurt you, Anna added, the frustration evident in her tone. I just need to understand. Claire felt a wave of jealousy wash over her. They had a history. How could she compete with that? But she reminded herself of the danger lurking outside. Just go away, Anna, Noah's voice hardened. You don't have any right to show up like this. Right or wrong, I can't just forget everything we had, Anna pressed. You have to believe me. Claire closed her eyes, squeezing her fists as emotions collided within her. Anna's presence felt intrusive, like an unwelcome wind tearing through her fragile world. She couldn't let fear take over. Noah, Anna said softly, if Claire's really causing you trouble, I can help. Help? Claire's heart raced again, the word slicing through her like a knife. Why was she offering help? Did she know about the message? I don't want your help. You don't get to decide anything in my life anymore. Noah snapped back, a ferocity that filled Claire with hope. Fine. But just remember, I'm not the one who's putting you in danger, Anna shot back. Claire held her breath. The tension between them felt palpable, thick enough to cut through. The door handle rattled slightly, and Claire's heart stopped. Was Noah going to let Anna in? Her chest tightened as she listened intently. Why are you here, really? Noah asked. To apologize, Anna said quickly, her voice quivering now. I knew you were dating again and I thought maybe we could talk things out, start fresh. I never wanted to hurt you, Noah. Claire's breath hitched. Apologizing? For what? Was she trying to worm her way back into his life? Claire's not a threat. She's a good person, and I won't let you come between us, Noah replied firmly. This ends here. The door barely opened a fraction and Claire held her breath, ready to jump out if things went south. This was it. Would Anna push the envelope? Would she continue to harass Noah until he caved to her demands? I just wanted you to realize what you're giving up, Anna said, voice thick with emotion. You can't seriously think she's your future, right? Claire's heart dropped. She wanted to scream to tell Noah that it was his choice, not Anna's, but the closet felt like a prison. Suddenly, Noah's voice rose, firm and filled with conviction. Claire is everything I want. I won't let you ruin this for me. A sound of footsteps filled the air, and Claire felt a rush of adrenaline. What was happening? Was this the moment everything would change? Claire. Noah called out suddenly. It's okay. You can come out now. With a racing heart, Claire opened the door, stepping back into the light. But what she saw next made her freeze in shock. Anna stood a few steps away, anger flickering in her eyes, while Noah stood protectively in front of Claire. Just stay away from us, Anna, he warned, his jaw set. Claire was torn. The fear of the unseen threat and the tension with Anna loomed heavy in the air. Claire, are you okay? Noah turned to her, concern etched in his features, but Claire could only look at Anna, dread creeping back into her heart. Had they really survived this encounter? Could they face whatever was next? I'm fine, Claire stammered, but doubt clouded her voice. The storm was far from over. Something deep within her whispered that things were about to get much worse. Let us figure this out together, Noah said softly, glancing at Claire, his eyes full of promise. But could they truly be safe? As the door behind Anna creaked ominously, Claire felt the grip of danger tightening once more. Who was watching and what would they do next? Claire's heart pounded wildly as she tried to make sense of the scene unfolding before her. Anna's presence was like a storm cloud darkening the room, her eyes blazing with an intensity that made Claire's skin crawl. Noah stood firmly, a protector in a situation where chaos felt inevitable. Are you really going to let this happen? Anna sneered, taking a small step forward, as if challenging their bond right in front of Claire. Do you truly believe she'll stand by you when things get tough? Noah, Claire whispered, her voice barely audible. She wanted to reach for his hand. She wanted to feel his strength, but fear held her back. What if Anna was right? What if the dangers lurking outside spiraled out of control, and she couldn't handle it? No, Noah shot back, his protective stance unwavering. Don't put doubt in her mind, Anna. Claire is stronger than you think. That stirred something deep inside Claire. A flicker of hope mixed with disbelief. Did Noah really believe that? She desperately wanted to return to the confidence she felt when they were together, the safety of his presence drowning out the anxiety. Strong? She's just a distraction. Anna laughed harshly, her voice laced with contempt. You think this is a fairy tale? You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Enough. Noah yelled, the word echoing in the small room. You have no idea what Claire means to me. Just leave. Claire could see the tension coiling tighter between them, like a rubber band ready to snap. The air felt electric, charged with unspoken threats. She felt the urge to scream, to tell Anna to go away once and for all, but the words got stuck in her throat. Fine, Anna spat, raising her hands in mock surrender. But remember, you can't keep pushing me away. I'll always find a way back in. With a huff, Anna turned and stormed out. Claire's breath came in uneven gasps as the door slammed shut. The quiet dulled the chaos, but the suffocating tension still hung between them. Noah exhaled, relief washing over his features as he turned to Claire. Are you okay? His voice softened, a gentle anchor amidst the storm of emotions swirling in Claire's mind. I don't know, Claire admitted, still trembling. This is all so intense. What if she's right? What if I can't handle this? No, Noah said, stepping closer, drawing her attention back to him. You are not just a distraction. You are so much more. I want you to trust me. His gaze held hers, fierce and warm, and for a moment, she felt it, the promise of something real. A flicker of hope ignited within her, battling against the bitterness Anna had left behind. Maybe they could face this together. I want to believe you, Claire whispered, lowering her gaze. But what if this isn't over? Noah took another step forward, reaching for her hand, wrapping his warm fingers around hers. We'll figure it out. Whatever it takes. But even as he spoke, an unsettling thought nagged at Claire. What if Anna returned? What if their past entangled Noah and pulled him back? Claire shivered, thinking of what was to come. What do we do now? Just then, a loud noise shattered the moment. An unmistakable thud echoed outside, followed by raised voices. Noah's expression hardened. Stay here. I'll check it out. He stepped toward the door and dread filled Claire. No, Noah. Don't go out there alone. With a determined look, he glanced back at her. Trust me. I'll be right back. As he left, Claire felt a blinding wave of uncertainty crash over her. The whisper of danger loomed larger than ever, and she sensed that someone was watching, waiting. A chill ran down her spine as she peered through the window, her heart pounding louder than ever. What if Anna wasn't the only danger they faced? The shadows outside seemed to deepen as they watched, hiding secrets Claire wasn't ready to uncover. What would happen next? And who was really stalking them from the dark corners of their lives? Claire's heart raced. She pressed her forehead against the cold window, her breath fogging the glass. Outside, the shadows danced as if they had a life of their own. The muffled sounds of the world beyond their small haven warped her sense of reality. She strained to hear the voices, trying to catch every word, every hint of what might be happening. All she could make out were her own thoughts swirling like a tempest. What if Noah didn't return? What if the danger was not just Anna but something more sinister, lurking in the unknown? With a determined shake of her head, she pushed away from the window. She couldn't just stand by, waiting for Noah to face whatever was out there alone. They were a team, weren't they? In that instant, Claire made up her mind. She had to go to him. She crept toward the door and paused, her hand hovering over the knob. What if he was right? They could face this together. Taking a deep breath, she twisted the knob and opened the door. The hallway was dimly lit, shadows stretching long and eerie. Claire's pulse quickened as she moved, careful not to make a sound as she approached the staircase. The voices became clearer, one sounding agitated while the other was calm, insistent. She crouched low, peering down into the dim space. Noah stood at the bottom, face taut, his body coiled tight like a spring. "Just leave," he was saying, his tone sharp and demanding. "Stop acting like you can protect her." The voice was sharp, filled with a mix of anger and desperation that Claire recognized. It was familiar. It was Anna. "I won't let you threaten her," Noah shot back. His steadfastness made Claire's heart swell. But underneath it all, a dread pooled. "What are you going to do? You think this is just going to end because you say so? You're only putting her in more danger." Anna's voice dripped with disdain, but it was littered with something more, fear. Claire clenched her fists, summoning courage from deep within her. She couldn't let Anna control the narrative. Finally, she stepped into view, her heart thudding loudly in her ears. "Noah!" she called. Both of them turned, surprise flashing across Noah's face while Anna's looked more like a sly smirk. "Claire, what are you doing?" Noah exclaimed, stepping forward. "Let me be a part of this. I can handle it." Her voice was steadier than she felt. She might not be as strong as Noah thought, but she had to try. "Don't be naive," Anna sneered. "You think jumping in makes you stronger? You'll fall and you'll bring him down with you." "No," Claire replied, cutting through Anna's venom like a blade. "You don't get to choose that for me." A charged silence enveloped them. Noah looked between the two of them, uncertainty washing over his features. "Claire, this isn't your fight," he urged gently. "It is if it involves you," she countered, her resolve hardening. "I'm not backing down. Not this time." Anna's expression shifted. Something flickered in her eyes. "You'll regret this," she warned. "Both of you." Without waiting for a reply, she turned and stormed out, her heels clattering against the floor like a war drum fading into the distance. As Claire's pulse slowed, she faced Noah. "I don't want to be your distraction. I want to be your partner." Noah's eyes softened, and for a moment, it felt like the weight of the world had lifted. Claire, before he could continue, a noise echoed from outside like a shattering of glass. They both turned, hearts racing at the sudden fracture in the calm. "What was that?" Claire gasped, dread crashing back in as dark clouds returned to her mind. Noah stepped closer, taking her hand firmly. "We need to get out there." Claire nodded, her stomach turning as fear clashed with determination. They would face whatever this was together. But as they moved toward the door, a chilling thought crept in. What if the storm was just beginning? What secrets lay ahead, waiting just beyond the threshold of their fight? Claire's heart raced again as they stepped outside, the air thick with tension. The street lay awash in flickering shadows cast by the streetlights, creating a surreal landscape that felt both familiar and frightening. They moved cautiously, alert for any movement. Every rustle of leaves, every whisper of wind felt amplified in the tense stillness. "What do we do?" Claire whispered, glancing at Noah. His expression was set, a mask of determination that sent both comfort and fear racing through her veins. "Stay close to me. We'll check the yard first," he replied, squeezing her hand. His touch was warm, grounding her as anxiety knotted in her stomach. They crept toward the back of the house, the door creaking under their movements. As they reached the edge of the yard, Claire spotted shards of glass glinting in the pale light. Her blood ran cold. "It came from the shed. Stay here," Noah commanded, but she didn't listen. The urgency in her chest pushed her forward. She followed him as he darted toward the broken remains. The shed door hung loosely on its hinges, swinging ominously from side to side. Noah peered inside, scanning the darkness. "I think I can go in," he said. Yet there was a hesitation in his voice. Noah, wait, Claire urged, apprehension flooding her every thought. What if it's Anna? Or worse? Then we need to know, he replied, his brow furrowing. She opened her mouth to plead for caution again, but he turned back toward her, looking genuinely conflicted. If it is danger, it might hurt you if I go alone. Just trust me. Claire took a breath, feeling the weight of his words. She needed to trust him, but she didn't want to feel powerless. Okay, but let me go in first, she said, surprising even herself with her boldness. I'm not backing down. Noah stared at her, uncertainty playing across his face. I can't let you do that. Then we do this together, she insisted, her heart pounding in her ears. Let me go with you. I'll take the lead. We're in this together, remember? Finally he nodded. All right, together. They stepped into the shed, the air thick and stale. Claire's eyes adjusted quickly to the dimness. She scanned the walls, there were just tools scattered about, nothing more. But her heart still raced. The feeling that something lurked just beyond her vision gnawed at her. Then Noah's voice broke through the silence. Look. He was crouched low, pointing to something partially obscured by a stack of old boxes. Claire leaned closer to see a small leather-bound journal, worn and tattered. What is it? She asked, her curiosity piquing. I don't know. He picked it up, his fingers brushing the cover. But it might give us answers. Maybe it belongs to Anna. Claire took it from him, flipping it open slowly. The pages were crammed with scrawled handwriting, scraps of thoughts, and inked lines that looked more like whispers than coherent phrases. She felt a shiver race down her spine, thoughts swirling. What secrets lived inside this book? A sudden crash echoed from outside, shaking Claire back into the moment. What was that? She gasped, adrenaline spiking. Noah's eyes darted toward the door. We need to get out of here. Together they stepped back into the night, the shadows closing in around them like an unwelcome hug. As they reached the threshold, Claire's instincts screamed that the real threat loomed closer than they had ever imagined. What if we're not alone? Claire breathed, her mind racing ahead to possibilities. Noah's grip tightened on her hand as they stepped further into the open, uncertainty waiting to pounce, the night alive with tension. Just as they turned back toward the house, a figure slipped into view under the streetlight, a silhouette she recognized all too well. Anna, Claire whispered, dread blooming in her chest. Run, Noah urged, but Claire stood frozen, caught between the fear of what was behind her and the uncertainty of what lay ahead. What was Anna planning now? And how deep did this danger go? Claire's heart pounded as she stared at Anna, the shadows of the streetlight casting a chilling glow over her familiar features. Her mind raced, fighting against the instinct to flee. Noah's anxious tug at her hand brought her back to the moment, but dread hung heavy in the air. Anna, what are you doing here? Claire demanded, her voice steadier than she felt. The girl before them looked both haunted and determined, a storm brewing in her eyes. Claire, listen. Anna called, stepping closer. I didn't want you to get caught up in this mess. Before Claire could respond, Noah stepped forward, facing Anna. What mess? Why did you break into the shed? His voice held an edge, a protective instinct flaring up as he positioned himself between Claire and Anna. I had to get my journal. You don't understand, Anna said, gesturing toward the shed, desperation in her voice. There are things in there that can't fall into the wrong hands. They're after me, after us. This time, Claire felt a different fear lacing through her, one that wrapped itself tightly around her chest. Us? She echoed, confusion blending into anger. What do you mean by after us? It seemed more than just an attempt to evade danger. Anna's eyes reflected hidden burdens, secrets that clawed at Claire's gut. I'll explain everything. Just trust me for a second, Anna pleaded, her breath tremoring in the chilly air. Why should we? Noah shot back, his stance resolute. You've put us in danger already. Because I'm trying to keep you safe. I swear. Anna snapped, her frustration bubbling over. I thought I could get my journal back, but those people, they followed me. They know something, and if they get to it before we do, we're all screwed. Claire exchanged glances with Noah. Every fiber of her being warned her to run, but Anna's urgency tugged at her curiosity. What kind of danger had Anna stumbled into? Without another word, Anna turned, her silhouette swallowed by the shadows as she hurried back toward the shed. Come on. We need to hurry. Noah hesitated, his grip on Claire's hand almost painful. Should we go after her? he whispered. Claire looked at the shed, heart racing wildly. We need to know what's going on, she finally said, determination sweeping over her. We can't just leave her. As they reached the door, Claire's mind flashed back to the journal they had found and the cryptic words doodled across its pages. What if they contained the key to understanding Anna's dilemma? Noah looked unconvinced but relented, stepping inside as Claire followed closely behind. The space felt smaller now, almost claustrophobic in the fading light. Anna was already rummaging through the boxes, a frantic energy guiding her. What did you write in there, Anna? Claire asked, her voice barely above a whisper, acutely aware of the sense of urgency hanging between them. Anna straightened, journal in hand, her breath quickening. Everything I've learned, everything they don't want us to know. As she flipped through pages, a look of fear washed over her face. They're using people to gather information. We have to stop them before it's too late. They want control. Control? Claire repeated, the weight of Anna's words sinking in. What threats lay beyond their small bubble of existence? Suddenly, the sharp sound of footsteps echoed from outside. Claire's heart sank, panic tightening her throat. We're not safe here, we need to move. Just then Anna paused, her face pale. It's too late. Before Claire could grasp what that meant, the shed door exploded open. A dark figure loomed, silhouetted by the light behind them, and Claire's breath caught in her throat. Run! Noah shouted and they dashed toward the exit, adrenaline fueling every stride. What awaited them outside felt insurmountable. Yet they pushed through, desperate to uncover the truth that had unfolded around them. But as they stepped into the night, Claire wondered if they were ready for the answers that lay ahead. Would they emerge with the knowledge they sought? Or would darkness consume them? The night air hit Claire's face like ice. She stumbled out of the shed, Noah's hand still tightly clasped in hers. The dark figure stood across the yard, backlit by the moonlight, and it was impossible to tell whether it was friend or foe. Stay close, Noah barked, pulling Claire behind him. Anna moved back slightly, edging toward the trees that bordered the yard. I can distract them. You two go. No, Claire protested, fear gripping her heart. We can't leave you. But Anna's eyes were fierce, unwavering. There's no time to argue. If we slip into the woods we can lose them. I'll hold them off. Before Claire could object again, Anna took off, sprinting toward the figure. Hey! Over here! Her voice rang out raw and desperate. No, Anna! Stop! Claire felt the panic spike within her, but there was no time to think. The distant footfalls grew louder, and they knew they had to move. Let us go, Noah urged, and together they turned, bolting toward the trees. Branches scraped against Claire's skin as they passed, snapping like sharp fingers reaching out to grasp her, whispering warnings of the danger lurking behind. She wished she could push the reality away, the uncertainty of what was happening consuming her thoughts. Once they reached the edge of the forest, Claire paused, glancing back. The shed was now just a dark shadow. She could still see Anna silhouetted in the distance. The ominous figure had taken a step toward her, its intentions unclear. Claire, we can't stay here. Noah pulled her deeper into the woods, where the shadows cocooned them. They moved quickly, weaving between trees, their breaths heavy with exertion and fear. The sounds of pursuit faded for now, but Claire's pulse raced, uncertainty gnawing at her. Was Anna okay? What had she gotten them into? Do you think she'll be all right? Claire managed to say, the question barely a whisper. Noah hesitated. I don't know. His eyes shone with his own fear. But we have to keep moving. We can't let them find us too. They pressed on through the dark, feet bouncing over roots and rocks. Claire's heart felt like a drum, her thoughts swirling chaotically. Do you trust her? He finally asked, his voice softening. Anna? I want to say yes, Claire replied, her thoughts whirling. But she's been hiding something. I can feel it. Noah nodded, shadow and moonlight dancing across his anxious face. We need to figure this out. Whatever she's involved in, it's serious. They found a small clearing, the trees parting to reveal a patch of soft grass. It was quiet here, too quiet. We should rest for a second, Noah said, collapsing onto the ground. Claire sank beside him, her mind racing. They'd escaped for now, but how long until the danger caught up with them? Claire, Noah started, pulling her away from her spiraling thoughts. Whatever happens next, we need to be honest with each other. If Anna has put us in danger, we can't just blindly follow. His gaze was steady, rooting her in the present. We have to think clearly. She felt a shiver run down her spine. Whispers in the wind promising threats ahead. The urgency hung thick in the air. But what if we're not ready? What if we're playing with fire? Then we'll face the flames together. Noah said fiercely. Whatever comes next, we're in this together. Claire wished she could feel as brave as he sounded. They were on the brink of something big. Secrets and lies swirled around them, veils of fear obscuring the reality they needed to uncover. Do you think we'll see Anna again? Before Noah could answer, a rustle nearby sent chills through Claire. Something or someone was moving in the trees, and their night of dashed hopes and hidden truths was far from over. The weight of the unknown pressed heavily as they stood to confront whatever danger lay ahead. Would they find Anna or run headfirst into another trap? How far could their resolve take them? Claire's heart raced as she turned to face the direction of the rustling. The darkness pressed in around them, an invisible enemy lurking just beyond the reach of the pale moonlight. Noah, she said, her voice barely above a whisper, do you think we should run? Noah swallowed, eyes narrowing as he listened intently. Maybe we wait. If it's someone after us, we need to know who. The tension between them crackled like electricity in the air. They clung to each other, hearts pounding as silence cloaked the clearing. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. Claire's breath hitched as she squinted, fear clawing at her heart. It's Anna! She gasped in relief and trepidation. Anna stumbled into the clearing, her face pale and streaked with dirt, breathless and wild-eyed. Claire! Noah! Anna's voice rang out, but it was strained, filled with urgency. They're following me. We need to leave now. She glanced behind her nervously, scanning the trees. No, Noah interjected, stepping forward. You need to tell us what is happening. Why were they after you? What did you uncover? His tone was steady but demanding, as if hoping to pull answers from the chaos tightly woven around them. The fear in Anna's eyes gave way to desperation. They're not just after me, they're after all of us. She ran a shaky hand through her hair, a broken laugh escaping her lips. I thought I could protect you both by getting my journal back. But it's worse than I imagined. They want to control everything, and if they find that journal before we can expose them, they'll silence us all. What do you mean silence us all? Claire demanded, the weight of Anna's warning sending a shiver down her spine. What kind of danger are we in? No one in this town is safe, Anna said, voice lowering. The people they work for have already infiltrated local businesses. They're watching everything we do. You both need to understand that you're part of this now. You can't just walk away. Noah's jaw set as he shot a glance at Claire. We won't walk away. We're a part of this whether we like it or not. What do we do? Anna took a shaky breath. We expose them. But first we have to find allies, people who believe in truth and transparency. Claire's heart pounded with resolve now. The thoughts of her daughter mingled with her fear. She couldn't back down, she wouldn't. Then let us do it, she said, her voice trembling but fierce. We'll get to the bottom of this. Together. Together, Noah echoed softly, squeezing Claire's hand like a lifeline. We have to move fast. Anna's urgency returned. They could be close. I'll lead the way, but stay quiet and stick to the shadows. The trio melted back into the trees, stealthily navigating the winding paths. As they ran, every rustle sounded like footsteps. Every shadow seemed alive with threat. The air grew colder with every step, but a warmth blossomed within Claire as they moved as one, united against the darkness. They arrived at a small, hidden cabin, a relic of the town's old glory, overgrown but still sturdy. Anna led them inside, the boards creaking underfoot. This is a safe spot for now. After catching their breath, Claire looked around. What's the plan? She could feel the weight of their choices hanging in the air. We gather as much information as we can. Noah's voice was steady now, a beacon in a storm. We have to document everything Anna has written in that journal. If there's a chance to expose those responsible for this, we must take it. Anna nodded, the fire in her eyes returning. We're in this together. We have to trust each other to see this through. Time passed slowly as they pored over the pages of Anna's journal. Lines became a narrative, a story of danger, of greed, and of power perpetuated by fear. Each revelation sent chills down Claire's spine, but the collective determination they shared became their strength. Finally, as dawn broke, spilling golden light through the windows, they knew the day of reckoning was upon them. They would fight for their town, for Lucy, and for the future they believed in. Stepping outside renewed purpose surged through them. They would confront the darkness, wielding truth like a shield. As they made their way back to town, Claire felt a fierce pride swell within her. They were no longer just women fighting for survival, they were warriors, united, ready to reclaim their lives. "Let us show them we're not just pawns," Noah said with fierce determination. "This ends now." And with that, the trio ventured forth, hearts ablaze, ready to turn whispers of fear into roars of change. Together they would light the way, illuminating a path not only for themselves but for everyone who had ever felt pushed to the sidelines. The future was uncertain, but they would face it head-on. Love and resilience would guide them, and nothing could stand in their way. Now is the moment to support the channel. Subscribe immediately so you don't miss any of our inspiring stories. Leave a like now to fuel this journey and share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. And don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformative tale. You need to be part of this community.